Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So the first video I want to show you guys is me working with Ravella. Turn down the sound a little bit. Okay. So this is actually, I took a couple videos before this, but I wanted to start with this because this is how I like to start working with the horse on the ground, is making sure that they're paying attention to me, um, that they walk when I walk away, they back up when I put the energy towards them. One of the aids I use to ask the horse to back if it's not listening to my body language is wiggling the lead rope like that, because that wiggles on their halter. And the intensity of my wiggling is the intensity of how much I want them to back. Or, for example, if they're not listening, I might wiggle it really, really hard so that they pay attention. There's a good girl paying attention to me. Here I walk on, and I want her to walk the same distance away from me at all times. And there she gets a little close, and I wiggle the lead rope at her. And there, I'm using a Pivo camera, and it's not always very good at capturing me. There we go. So there, she didn't back up right away. So you see how hard I slammed it on her. I said, "Hey, pay attention. I'm tired of you not listening." Now I asked her to walk towards me. And now I gently wiggle it. Look how much better she backs now. Look at her ears. Where is she looking? She's thinking a little bit. She's like, I got in trouble there. Good. As soon as I stopped, she stopped. And then I barely put a little energy towards her and she backed. And now I ask her to come towards me. And I reward her, saying, thank you for paying attention. And I give her even a little bit of a treat because I was really happy with her improvement in her responses. Atta girl. And she should always follow me anywhere I go. I shouldn't have to pull on the lead rope for her to go with me. And now I'm going to work a little bit of turns on the haunches. So I want her front legs to cross over. So I'm putting my energy towards her shoulder. And if she is not crossing, she might put her foot behind her other foot. If her left foot goes behind her right foot, let me rewind and show that again. Where was it? Sorry, guys. Okay, let's start from here again. So again, look where I'm looking at her shoulder. I'm raising my left hand saying, keep your head away from me. I have my right hand with my lead rope in case I need to spank her shoulder if she's not moving it. There, she's moving backwards. Look with her left front foot. It went behind her right front. I want it in front of her right front. So that means I was asking her to go backwards too much. So I have to get a little bit out of her way. I was in her space asking her to move backwards. There's a good girl. Yeah, and here it's a little calmer. Again, there I have to encourage her. There I was too much in her space. There's good. There's good. There's good. And I reward her, giving her an out, saying, okay, now you can walk. And now I'm going to encourage her to walk. I have my end of my lead rope. I kind of swish it a little bit, saying, hey, keep walking. Good. And now I'm going to ask her to turn around so I can do it the other way. There she's spooking. I don't know if you could hear the noise, but I don't care. I just want her to do her job. I'm asking her to do the turn on the haunches and cross her front legs over, and that's all I care about. Here, she's doing a really good job. Yeah, super. So she did really a couple good steps. So now I'm going to let her out and say, good job. Yep. Atta girl. I'm going to check it again to make sure. See, this way is a little tough. There, I raise my right hand saying, move your shoulder over, because she keeps wanting to put her left front behind her right front. There's better. There's better. Good job. Oh, not as good of a step. I raise my right hand, sorry, so she can cross. There, she didn't. So it's a hard balance for this horse of making sure I'm not in her space. I'm asking her to move forward enough that she can cross her left front over her right front, but also not too much forward. Otherwise, she's going to walk straight ahead. She has to move sideways and have enough collection and paying attention to you could see the body language I'm using is not loud at all. It just looks like I'm walking around her, right? So I want her to pay attention to these really small signals so that it looks like I'm doing nothing. And this goes back to your riding really well, because that's you know, dressage is an art form. We don't want to be up there on our horse looking like we're doing all the work. We want it to look effortless. So the more we can get a horse to tune into the really tiny little body motions of us and understand us, the better we can ride them and the better they're going to listen. Good. Those are some good steps. And again, she took 2 good steps. And because that was clearly her hard direction, I said, good enough. Let's go on. You know, I don't want to drill it. I want her to feel that she was successful. And so I'm going to reward, you know, whereas the other way, I could do maybe 4 or 5 good crossing steps. This way, we're only successful at getting a couple, whether that's on me being in her way or on her just not quite knowing where to put her feet. So now I'm going to work on displacing her haunches, which is also a really important thing to be able to do on a dressage horse. So here my energy, look where I'm looking. I'm looking at her haunches, right? I'm keeping her front end not moving very much, and I want her hind legs to cross. And I want the crossing to be smooth. I don't want her to be running away from me. I want her to have smooth crossing. So now I'm going to check the other way. Atta girl. Yep. There you can see she's a little bit not as smooth this way, that you kind of step sharp and then, yeah, with that right hind. Her right hind is her trouble hind leg. That's the one that I need to always work on getting under her body. Atta girl. Good, and now I'm gonna ask her to do a little sideways. So after having worked on moving the shoulders and moving the haunches individually, now I wanna be able to control both and have her go directly sideways as best as I can. So that means I have to kind of balance where I put my energy between her shoulders and her haunches. If her haunches are trailing, I'm gonna put more energy towards her haunches. That might mean I might swing my lead rope a little bit at her or step where I'm walking a little bit closer to her hind end. If her shoulders start trailing, then I would move over to her shoulders. If she starts walking straight ahead instead of sideways, you know, I would kind of pull a little bit on a lead rope, say no, and I might get a little bit in front of her shoulder saying, no, don't go there. See, I raised my left hand saying, hey, get those haunches moving. And there you see she went a little bit forward. So then I had to pull a little bit on her head and get closer to her shoulder. Here, see how close I am to her shoulder, saying, no, don't go there. My left hand is out, saying, go with the haunches. And now I was pretty happy with a couple of those good steps. So I let her out to just take a walk. So she knows she was good. Yep, and now I'm going to practice the other way. Again, she spooked. I don't care. I don't even care. I'm just going to make her do her job. Yep. Now that we're aligned with the long side, I'm going to see that her shoulders weren't moving. So I got a little bit ahead of her. Again, she spooked. I don't care. I'm just going to keep asking her to do her job. There I have my right hand raised, asking her haunches to move over. Atta girl. Good. These are good steps now. Pretty equal. Yeah, good job. Yep. I was really happy with that. Now I'm going to ask her to walk on. If you notice, I swung the end of my lead rope a little bit there to ask her to walk on. And they're asking her to trot, and I haven't done that yet, so she's not really in tune with me. So I'm going to do it again. I ask her to back, so she's paying attention. There you see I wiggle my lead rope, say, hey, get away from me, you're too close. I'm holding my helmet because it's not buckled and it feels like it's going to fall off. And that was much better. Not super great. And you can see she's looking and chewing because this time I didn't ask her to back. So she's pretty happy. She's like, oh, I did a good job. Yeah, pretty decent. And then my camera stops following me. So we're going to pause here. Okay.